On this episode of Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com, we got rid of Tony Simeone. It'll be myself, Chad Bowden, our head football coach, Marcus Freeman, our co-host, Isaiah Dunn, and a special guest in JaDon, Blair. As we all know, there's going to be a lot of topics we're going to talk about, but the Irish have a home playoff game. And there's a special call to action from our head football coach to make sure that when Notre Dame Stadium, it's 8 o'clock, and that song turns on, that we're ready to rock and roll. So let's get into it.
Thanks so much, Chad, but I got to stop you right there. You guys did not get rid of me entirely. You just got rid of me for the very beginning of this episode. I want to make sure we remind you that this week's episode is a National Signing Day episode brought to you by Gatorade. Second time we've done this. Do appreciate, though, Chad Bowden, Notre Dame Football General Manager, for teeing us up on what is a really exciting show this week. Okay, I will not step on his intro too much. Let's get to Marcus Freeman and Chad Bowden. Okay, I feel like it's Masters Sunday for me because it feels like this is beginning to be a tradition unlike any other. You see that?
Like any other.
That's a great opening.
That is a good one.
Phenomenal.
Chad, welcome back. How did it feel to be in the seat again?
Oh, fantastic. You know,
I want to get into all kinds of talk about this recruiting class. We're going to talk a little CFP too. Let's just talk about timeliness, though. How important is it, Coach, that when there's a meeting at a certain time, people are there on time or even early?
You know, I mean, the greatest sign of, greatness is maybe discipline and being on time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm just going to attack.
we love to hold our players accountable and make sure they're on time, and they're doing things the right way. But we're on Chad's time right now. So whenever Chad gets here, we'll go.
Okay, so there's no punishment when you're near 11 minutes late.
There's always some type of.
Well, it's not punishment.
Okay.
I'm just going to be on his tail the rest of the day about being on time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's never a good thing.
You're taking accountability for showing up late, or is it just...
I take full accountability
Okay.
for my actions.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Before we got on air, it was somebody else's fault.
But then I quickly said it's my fault as soon as I realized it is my fault. I think it's my fault. It really is my fault,
Okay,
I think.
so we'll put it on the record officially. You were late by your own accord, and you've taken accountability. Now we move forward as a team.
Let's move on.
Okay,
Let's do it.
let's talk some signing day. Every year, I feel like it gets earlier, and you guys have, of course, been in the heat of a run for a playoff spot. Just, I want to start with you, Chad. How challenging is the new signing period, or what are the biggest challenges of having to sign a class in the first week of December as you guys are going through the season?
Yeah, I actually love it.
Okay.
I don't think it's a challenge. I think they did what was right for all of college football, because before it was you have to deal with your high school kids. Coach Freeman was out on the road doing home visits at the time, so you have to deal with signing day, home visits, coaches travel, transfer portal guys. You're dealing with all three things all at once. Now, because they've moved it up, coaches aren't on the road anymore, which is another headache. You now have, our high school kids, the class is done, which is huge for us. And then you could start a whole new window with the portal. So it's really, cutting the periods in 3 quarters,
Okay.
which I think is huge for us.
Did you agree with that, Coach? Do you find it to be a little bit more straightforward this way?
Yeah, there's pros and cons. The thing I miss is the head coaches going into the homes of all those commits right before they sign, but Chad's right. Like, you're also trying to get ready for a playoff run. We got the portal, we got all these different things going on, and it's just the end of November to December it's crazy. And so we just had to plan differently, right? And make sure that our guys were ready. We're not going to be able to see you at the end of the season. A lot of those guys come here. Chad's been able to go see some of them. But we had to just make sure, hey, we're staying ahead of the curve, and everybody was ready to go when December 4th came.
I want to get an idea of this class. We can't cover everyone in this conversation we're having here, but just if you had to kind of sum up maybe a trait or something that sticks out about this class, and I'll start with you, Chad. Like, what are the things that come to mind with this specific 2025 group?
Yeah, I think we got a violent group and a bunch of kids that are competitive and they're winners. There's a lot of start and stop type kids, guys that can change direction at an elite level. They're violent at the point of contact, and they're just winners. Those are the 3 traits, if I could say this class is. That's what they are.
So I hear that word again, violent. And I know a lot was made. Okay,
it's a great segue for me to just make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes in the locker room you say certain things, and, it's a mentality. Hey, we got to play this game with violence. And, we say clarity equals violence. Like, you have to play aggressive and physical, but you're using a different word for physicality, right? They're physical, they're mean. It's almost a mindset, right? It's like, yes, you're physical in terms of your body, but it's a mindset that I want to attack and I want to be aggressive and I want to destroy the guy I'm going across. And so I don't ever want to misconstrue violence in terms of the game of football, in terms of like actual violence outside this game of football. It's not, we're talking about physicality and playing the game with a physical mindset, but also playing it physically that type of way.
How do you guys then identify that physicality and that mindset of young players, high school athletes, that is going to translate to college? Because that to me would seem to be maybe one of the hardest things for either one of you guys or anybody in your position to do, is that you've got young 15, 16, 17-year-olds and you're projecting what they're going to be like, what their physicality is going to be capable of later on.
Yeah, so it's projecting them and it's following them through a great, through a course of time. These guys that we've signed, it's not like we've had them for a year. We've been tracking them through our pot of gold process for 3 years. And it's not like we're just watching highlights. We've watched every game, every play that these guys have been in or been through. So we know what these guys do when it's time, at the point of contact. We know how these guys are when the game's on the line. We know these kids. It's been 3 years of really tracking them, evaluating them, seeing what makes them tick. And it's from a personality standpoint too, like just talking to them, talking to their coaches. There's a lot of different avenues you can get to see the full picture of a kid, of a prospect. But I think we do as good a job as anybody is really tracking them for 3 years and making sure that the traits that we talked about, they can do an elite level.
Like, it's something that I think is hard to teach, is playing the game with that type of physicality, that mindset that it takes to have success. And sometimes we go back and forth. I mean, in the years that we've been together, like, I might watch something, say, man, I think he's a little bit of a head turner. What does that mean? Is that at the point of contact, they turn their head? I look for that, right? If you're a head turner, it kind of scares me. Like, you don't put your face, like, it takes a little bit of craziness to, like, just put your face into the point of contact.
You want to crave contact.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes if I see a head turner, I'm like, I don't know if he's truly violent. He's truly plays the game with the physicality that you need. Now,
we don't call head turners.
We've gone back and forth. There's been a guy, and we're not going to say the guys that
we go there right now.
We can't say it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not here. A person not here. And I was like, I don't think he's physical. I don't think he loves contact. Chad's like, I'm telling you, he does. And we end up not getting him.
Sure.
But he's doing really, really good, and he has no problem putting his face into contact. And so
is that the case?
But it goes
back
both
that
ways.
the tape maybe then you thought he was a head turner, but he's not.
Yeah.
So it's tough to even read on film because you just have to make your assessment based on what you have, right? And maybe he learned to love contact, right? Yeah. Could it be that?
We ended up offering him. It was just probably at the initial.
It was the initial phase, and we kept tracking him, and then we moved on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was right on that. He likes to remind me he was right on that evaluation, and he was, because that guy's a heck of a player.
What's the score between you guys?
I'm winning.
Oh, yeah, Coach.
No, we agree probably more than not.
We do a good. I mean, the best part of, I think, what we have in our program is the coaches and the personnel staff are so aligned with everything. We work together on everything that we do, and we just try to do the best job to getting guys that Coach Freeman wants a part of this program, the guys that fit what he's looking for. I think just as good as anybody.
Let me ask you this question then for you, Coach, because
you've missed a couple of times. I'm not going to bring it up.
Oh, I know.
You've got to keep,
especially in our early days.
Shooting.
Yeah,
in our early days, you miss
shoot or shoot.
Bad.
I miss bad early on.
Well, as long as you learn from your
mistakes. But I'm learning. I'm getting better, and I'm still getting better.
Okay. I want to know this.
Can't miss again though.
I think this is, at least I would want this as a head coach, and I'm never going to be one. How important though is it to have people like Chad, and I'm sure there's other on your staff, that are willing to come to you and disagree with you?
Yeah.
And they need to tell you, I hear you and I know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But I think this is someone that we should go for. I think he has what it takes. How much do you need that as the head coach?
Tremendously. I think I often tell the team there's like two types of people. One, a person that just wants to surround him surround yourself with yes men, right? And, it doesn't make you better, right? Then there's a person that understands that, like, guys that challenge you and that are smarter than you and have great ideas, like, at the end of the day, they make you better, but you have to create a culture and an environment that welcomes that. Somebody can say, hey, I want you to challenge me. And all of a sudden, when somebody challenges you or gives you a difference of opinion, like, you got a culture where they feel like they're going to get fired or they can't say what they want.
Yeah.
Now, there's times that we have a unique relationship, probably different than
We've
everybody
explored that over the last year. Yeah, great.
There's times I might have some words when we disagree.
Kind words.
But I always sit there. He's like a brother. And it's like, he's right. Most of the time he's right.
Mm-hmm.
And but he never stops. That's the thing I love about Chad, is I can be in a bad mood and maybe just once in a while yell and scream at him and tell him get out of my office.
That's right.
But he'll always come back.
Yeah.
He's like a loyal dog. It just always comes back,
What the turn has bad social awareness is what I'm always told.
We learned last
I'm going to
time.
Coach Freeman's office and be like, dude, not right now. Like, it's my social awareness I have.
Do you know what real dogs do?
Eat.
Ooh,
Close. Hunt.
yeah.
Yeah, go get that stuff.
What real dogs hunt is what we learned last time from Coach Freeman.
He's been around me enough to know real dogs, huh?
Real dogs.
That's right.
You got a big signing day pickup with Matt and Framo. Just when you get something like that on signing day, what does that do for you and the program?
I was going to piggyback on, like, the one thing he does really bad, I know it's also, he has no awareness of time. Not showing up here late, but, like, Chad thinks his time is the only time that matters. So some of those times that we get into it, it's because, like, I'm in the middle of a deep thought. And he'll walk right in my office, don't matter what I'm doing, and say, this is what's important right now, and not care. But to that point, it's all going to come full circle.
Yeah.
The Madden situation. Right, I thought we were done, like, the night before. We were kind of like, okay, we're not going to get Madden. Sounds like he's going to go somewhere else. And, the next day, didn't matter what the situation, what the time was, here comes Chad. You need to get on the phone with Madden. I'm like, not right now. Like, there's a lot of things going on, not right now. He said, no, get on the phone with him. And he was right. He was right. And, Chad, Max Bulla, Al Golden have done an unbelievable job recruiting. We just thought we weren't going to get him at the very last minute. And it didn't stop throughout the night with Chad and those guys. And finally in that morning, like, this is probably one of the very few recruits, I don't know, I can't even think of one right, that truly made their decision the day of signing day. I mean, like, made their mind. Most people announce on signing day, that are surprises, but to truly make your decision on signing day was something I really don't know if I've ever been a part of.
Let's not get this twisted, though.
Yeah.
That phone call with Coach Freeman, that 15-minute call
In the morning?
mm-hmm. Things escalated after that.
Okay.
So there's a reason. We call it the Freeman magic.
And you knew it was time to drop a little bit of that Salt Bay dust on the. What's that do for you and your staff when you close like that at the end? What does that do? Like, what's the excitement level like, and how excited does that get the whole group when that comes through at the end?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we were hugging, we were celebrating. It's just great because when you have a guy that you've recruited for 3 years, that's 900, almost 1,000 days of true work and trying to get somebody that you knew was right for this place, that should have chose Notre Dame, that did choose Notre Dame. All the work, all the hours, every day. Recruiting's every day. It's not just, we'll hit them once a week.
Yeah.
Like, this is football recruiting. It's every day. And the constant communication to get it at the last minute.
It's like it's a team glory, family.
Yeah.
You know how you often hear me say it, like, after a game, it doesn't matter what your role was. It doesn't matter if they're going to talk about you or not. Like, everybody feels a part of that, that gave to Notre Dame. It's the same thing when Madden said, this is where I want to be. Like, it don't matter who made the call, who worked. Like, man, that was a football program that we were all celebrating because a lot of people put effort into getting that guy committed here.
Madden's first visit was with Maris Leofow. They were playing cornhole together, and he texted me. He was so happy. I mean, stuff like that. Like, it's
right. He feels a part of it.
He was a part.
He was a part of it. Yeah, that's great. I want to just talk real quick about Club Lucky and the And this is your wheelhouse. So why don't you there's people that are listening to this that don't know what Club Lucky is. So why don't you inform the viewer that's really dialed into the playoff, which I'm going to talk about here in a second after we cover this, but just kind of the philosophy of Club Lucky and where the emphasis was with that this year.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like the name Club Lucky? Turn up Notre Dame. Sorry. Before we have like our official visits, we get together, me, Katie Lonergan, and Kevin McMahon. We got together, Shalika Shetty. We all got together and come up like what the theme will be for this year. We've kind of had a storyline. We had 24K the year before, Irish Rising in 23. This one was To the Irish. And we wanted it to just be fun. Instead of it being more of, content driven on signing day, we just wanted them to come and have a party. We wanted it to be a club. And so we wanted it to, we thought it was a kick class. It is a kick class.
Kick butt class.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Start. They'll make it sound good.
Yeah. That's great. Kick. We invented Club Lucky.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Club Lucky, that was Katie's idea, the name. So put it on Katie. But Club Lucky is what we called it. And, as soon as the kids walked in, the whole staff, it wasn't just, we had
all personnel and
staff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was everybody. GAs, analysts, support staff, coaches. It was awesome. I couldn't get Coach Freeman to get up there and dance. I thought he was going to hit the gritty for us, but he didn't.
I remember when you presented this thought to me and the coaching staff, and I'm like, what does this dude have planned now? I mean, he was so excited to present Club Lucky, and I'm like, first of all, Club Lucky?
Yeah.
And it ended up being one of the greatest things we did for this recruiting class.
And it was received well, it sounds like.
Oh, it was awesome. Kids loved it.
I think
parents loved it.
You've kind of learned at this point, when it comes to these big out-of-the-box ideas, you kind of have to just go and follow Chad's gut.
No, not on all of them. You guys don't. You have to be in there to get the feel of that place. I mean, they would walk in, and there was sparklers and things. Am I allowed to say sparklers?
Yeah.
I mean, there were sparklers. I mean, they're coming in. I mean, it was nuts, the environment. Then they go on to the stage, and it was interesting. Even some shy people, when they got on the stage and the crowd started going crazy, they kind of let loose a little bit. Mm-hmm. It was really cool to see.
This is just my inference. So listen to you guys talk about it. I have to also think there's an element of when you do that, I think I would just imagine, and I'm excited to talk to you more about recruiting today, but this recruiting process is stressful for the student athletes or potential student athletes. And I'm sure they go a lot of places, and there's a lot of serious talks about your future, and they should be serious. They're big decisions. But I imagine something like that just shows them, hey, also, everyone here is not taking themselves too seriously. We're here to have fun. This is supposed to be fun. Your next 4 years are supposed to be fun. And that's the sense I get. Hearing you talk about it and obviously talking to Chad about it, it's just a fun, let's just take a break and enjoy this experience.
He reminds us of that.
Yeah.
Of the coaches, right? Because we get so just bogged down. We got to meet with them. We got to tell them, this is choosing hard. What is this place really about? And this is your future. And he's like, hey, guys, I don't really want meetings. I want to just have fun this time. Right? They'll come back. You'll have meetings, but there's great opportunities, great examples when Chad just says, just bring them here. Let's just have fun. Let's play games. Let's do things that they're kids.
Yeah.
They're 17-year-old kids. And we often need reminding of that. Chad, how old are you?
I'm 30.
He's a 30-year-old kid, And
that was a compliment. I think.
I'll take it.
Right?
I guess.
In a certain way.
Yeah.
That was a compliment.
I'm married. You know what I mean? I got some stuff.
Hey, congratulations again. I think we were talking about that last show, and it all went down without a hitch. You're married.
Oh, yeah.
Great job.
God bless his wife.
Yeah. We pray for her every night.
Yeah. No question.
I want to talk real quick. We got to talk about the playoff because it's coming up here.
Playoff.
That's an Indianapolis Colts guy, yeah. Which leads me to the game. It's going to be an in-state matchup. It's going to be at night. It's the first ever home playoff game in the playoff at home. Just from your standpoint, Coach, we talk a lot about at Notre Dame you get to play in really special places, environments, things that don't come around very often. This is one of those moments. Just how excited are you to be able to coach this team in this amazing experience?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things. We talk about the first home playoff game at Notre Dame Stadium and the environment and how special that's going to be. Right now, my mind is all gamesmanship. How can we have to utilize playing at home as an advantage to us, right? And I remember, when we've gone to Duke last year and how their crowd impacted our offense, right? They were so loud. We had a couple false starts, and it was a true impact. And it's the same thing I thought Texas A&M. Man, that third quarter, we were able to execute because we prepared the right way, but, the crowd can truly affect the offense, and we need our crowd to impact this game.
That's a call to action. That's a real call to action for the fans. I like that. I think we got 10 days to figure out how to impact the game. What's your excitement level, Chad? You're not coaching on game day, but you're a huge part of the operation. Just what are you looking forward to taking it in?
Shoot, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. I'm excited for our football team, our coaching staff.
It's different because you
It's
can't
different,
work.
and I'm not even really thinking about it.
I remember
a different place.
I text you on the plane. I text Chad on the plane home from USC saying, we're going to be in the playoffs. Something, I don't remember exactly what I said. And his response was, congrats. We got to make sure these guys are good to go on Wednesday. Hey, this guy's thinking about, going this play. He was just, and that's how we both are. You're so forward thinking, but every once in a while you got to take a time to enjoy some of the fruits of your labor. But it's going to be different for you because you can't it's not like we can have high school recruits here.
Yeah.
Right.
He's usually working during our game.
So will you get a chance then at this game to be maybe more locked into the game than ever before?
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't like, anyone who knows me knows I don't like to be at the game truly. I would rather just watch it at the day after on Exos or something like that. That's just how it is. When the team goes on the road, I like to be on the road. When we're home, I'm home because we have recruits that are here, and that's the focus. But it ends up being me texting Joanna, his wife, and we're just going back and forth. And
encouraging us? You two are encouraging us?
We're saying some stuff.
Oh,
we're saying
interesting.
They're I just found this out recently.
Oh, it's bad.
Those two help each other cope during the game.
That's right.
Okay, you don't private text messages, of course. I don't even know, but it's like you guys are just living and dying with every play? Okay, I got you.
Sometimes she'll watch and let me know what happened, and sometimes I won't watch, and then she'll tell me what.
You'll turn away and she'll shoot you a text. It's like 3rd and 6, didn't pick it up.
That's right. That's real life, yeah. That's real.
I like that. You're living and dying. I have a couple texts during the commercial breaks that I send some panic notes to. We go back and forth hey, is this going to go the way we want it to?
Yeah.
Okay, last thing. I just have to talk to you about this, Coach, because I was at the game and we talked about Bumpy Road. I haven't had a chance to talk to you directly yet about the pick 6 from Christian Gray. I just thought that moment, I don't know. I've watched a lot of football games. They were coming at him, and he finally figured it out. And he was one-on-one, he made it happen. Just how valuable is a moment like that for your program?
It was amazing. And we have I love Christian and Coach Meg. We got such a good relationship. I said something to him yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday or the day before. I'm like, man, if you quit getting bombed on, I said it wouldn't have been such a big deal that you had a pick 6. But and he just started laughing for real, Coach. But it is a great example. That's a example of our relationship. Yeah. But it is a great example. But it's a bumpy road. But this play is the only play that matters.
Right.
It don't matter about the 6 other bombs they threw on him. It was a matter about this play. And on this play, I remember saying I said it to him in the huddle. I think it was right after a timeout. We're at a TV timeout or something. I remember saying, this play is all that matters. And he goes out there and he gets a pick 6. And that's how you have to be able to play this game. I don't care if you had a pick 6 earlier. This is the only play that matters. I don't care if they bombed you earlier. This is the only play that matters.
One play, one life.
That's it. One play, one life. And he found a way on that play to get his job done and win that game for us.
It blew me away. It was just I don't know. I just have never been so proud of somebody because it just seemed like that was the way the season was supposed to end, the regular season, and it was awesome to watch. So good for him. You got anything you want to cover before we go? You're sticking around, right, Chad?
Yeah.
I got you for a while. So if you got anything, I'm going to let you and Isaiah kind of hash that. Anything you want to cover with Coach before we go?
I'm great.
You're good.
Great. I apologize for being late to this podcast.
We'll talk about it more when we get back to it.
We'll put a calendar reminder for the 2025 December show, 12:15. Okay.
I love that. Actually, I will. That would be fantastic.
You're sticking around, Coach. Great to see you.
All right. Appreciate you later. All right. Be good on here. All right. Best behavior.
Okay, Chad. You're here for the whole show, man. And it's great to have you here. I've got a couple of Gatorades.
Oh,
And-
thirst my quench.
Oh, thirst your quench.
Wait, I mean quench my thirst.
Yeah. We're gonna roll with it.
You got it.
I forgot to mention, this is on me. This whole signing day process, it's presented by Gatorade. They are a great partner. I do want to know from someone so involved in it, how valuable is it to have as good of a partner as Gatorade is?
I mean, having Gatorade as our corporate sponsor, along with other corporate sponsors that we have, is critical for us in recruiting. Nowadays, there's so many different avenues that our players utilize within NIL and stuff like that. To have Gatorade as a corporate sponsor along with others it's vital to our success.
I'm gonna crack one right here.
Mhm.
We've got Isaiah Dunn, who's our normal co-host. He's gonna chug it for us? No. We're just gonna.
We have a chug off coming?
No. What I've learned is you want to kind of take the electrolytes in slowly, and I think they make their way throughout the bloodstream a little bit more dynamically than if they all come in at once. So I'm going to take my time and nurse this Gatorade Zero. But again, thanks to Gatorade for all they do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to play our normal games. We're going to spin the wheel. Chad, I'm a little bit concerned about you spinning the wheel, but we're going to see how it goes.
I haven't played spin the
This is
wheel
spinning our wheels
since I
presented
was in
by
the 8th grade.
Spinning our wheels presented by TireRack.com. You're just going to spin that wheel and we're going to see what game we
Excited.
play.
Okay.
Missed you guys.
Liked
Let's
it.
do it.
Yeah. It's great to have you back, Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to be here with you.
It's a pleasure to be here with you. That was the spin?
That was a spin. I'm sorry. Hey, man. There we go.
Oh, this or that. Now, is that kind of like done in a minute? Do you have some of those or no?
A little bit. His done in a minute is a little bit trickier.
Oh, don't.
I made it more fun.
I
So
love fun.
we can do this.
Okay, we'll do this or that. I'm sure this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
This or that.
Here we go. We always ask our guest first, Chad, and then we have Isaiah chime in and we kind of embrace debate. This or that. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Summer.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's kind of a hipster move to say winter.
No
Get all
question.
bundled up.
Hipsters,
Eggs
here,
cocoa.
Freezing.
Yeah, no one does the bundled up and cocoa thing.
Now, summers here in South Bend are unbelievable now.
Beautiful. Good
Like
word.
the pink skies in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always got that wind effect, too. That's the thing with those teams down south that try to come get our guys. It's about 90 degrees, hot, humid.
Mm.
They don't want to be down there.
That's a
They
good.
come up here for the summer for official visits, 80 degrees, but they got the lake effect. It's over.
Wow.
I'm happy that he is so thankful for it and he soaks it all in.
He just closed
It's
me.
important.
I'm ready to sign.
Right.
Okay. Along the same lines. Mountains or beach?
Beach.
I'm from California, so beach.
Again, mountains, hipster. You take the photo walking up the trail. That's a lot of work. Let's just hang out on the beach, enjoy the view. I like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
I do enjoy snowboarding, though. Snowboarding's fun on a mountain.
Okay, but you're going beach.
So I'm
still.
going beach.
Okay. Oh, wow. I just mentioned this product. Hot chocolate or hot cider?
Hot cider.
Really? What about you?
Cider.
Hot chocolate with some marshmallows.
Yeah, I did you bag on hot chocolate, but I'm taking that over cider. Why do you like the cider?
So my wife makes this really great drink that has hot cider in it. And I'll go outside. I build this igloo every year outside of my backyard. And then she'll make me the hot cider and I'll go out and within the igloo, I'll build a fire.
Okay, hold on.
And it's like what we do every winter.
Our entire segment might get derailed here. We have to ask.
I'm dead serious.
Do you actually build an igloo out of, how do you build it?
With my bare hands.
What- like, where-
No, with a shovel. I mean, the snow. The South Bend provides the snow.
Okay, so you build an igloo, a raw igloo out of snow.
Yeah, so you just go, you get all the snow and you pile it on up and then you climb up to the top and work your way down. And then you build out.
I need photos of this. The next, have you done?
I have photos.
Has there been enough snow this year to do it?
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
you need a big
Well,
one.
it's 55 degrees right now in South Bend. You know what I mean? We just had one little week. We had one little hiccup.
And you need this temperature to probably stay pretty low for a while.
That's
for it to
right.
be viable.
That's
Okay, wow, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I FaceTime recruits in the igloo.
we'll get the recruits to confirm this. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wow. City vacation or countryside vacation?
What does that mean, countryside?
I think that means like borderline glamping, maybe. Like you're getting out into the woods.
You know what glamping is?
I don't know what glamping is.
It's like bougie camping.
Camping, but yeah, bougie.
Someone sets up.
Think more of like animals, maybe. You see more. Do you like city or do you want more nature?
Yeah.
It's
Call it that.
obviously the question.
I'll probably go with nature, but I'm not about glamping.
Okay.
Am I out in the wild? Am I like,
Think of this, but you go out and someone builds an igloo for you, and you stay there.
I'm in.
Okay.
I
What
like
about you, Isaiah?
I would say glamping. I think I'm more on the nature side.
Okay.
Hiking.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea of a city vacation.
Right.
City is, there's a lot going on. I like to maybe get away and decompress. I'm probably going countryside. Okay.
Tony, are you from New York?
From Seattle.
You're from Seattle.
City boy, like 4 minutes outside of downtown.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That might be something to it because I'm right next to Los Angeles, and so I think that's what.
Yeah, went to college in LA. So
What college?
Pepperdine.
Oh, it's beautiful. Baseball
beautiful.
field
Yeah.
overlooks a water.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Every day you're walking by the ocean.
Yeah.
If they had a football team, you'd be battling them. For
No, we wouldn't.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Sit inside by the fireplace or outside by the campfire
Outside with my wife
and the igloo.
No,
in the igloo.
that's sweet.
That's very
romantic, actually.
Oh, stop it.
That's big.
What about you, Isaiah?
How cold is it outside?
It is 28 degrees outside.
I'm gonna stay on the inside. And with
Okay.
the fire.
I'm going to stay in too. I don't really like nature, honestly. I don't want to be out there too long.
You're a city guy.
I'm a city guy.
From Seattle.
From Seattle.
Tony Simeone.
Well,
Simeone. Tony Simeone.
There you go.
That's why I asked if you're from New York.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Sweater weather or shorts weather?
Shorts weather.
shorts.
It's funny. I'm going to contradict myself because I do like summer more, but I like sweater weather. So I think sweater weather is like 40 degrees. I'd rather be in 40 degrees than be so hot I have to go to shorts.
It's understandable.
Is kind of the way I'm looking at that. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Sunrise or sunset?
Ooh, sunset.
So you just talked about the South Bend sunrise, though.
I did. But boy, a good sunset.
Okay.
I mean, the sunsets in South Bend are incredible too now. Don't sleep on that. I mean, you could also drive 30 minutes up to New Buffalo Beach. I don't know if you saw this, but you could see a sunset with the city of Chicago overlooking it.
You got a lot. You got a lot nearby here. You're going to say sunset on the West Coast.
I'm actually gonna go sunrise, and here's why. I think it sets the tone for my day.
Ooh,
Oh.
talk to
I don't get to see the sunrise as much as the sunset, so if I see a good sunrise, my whole day is gonna be phenomenal.
I like that. So you took it out of the vacuum. You said, I'm not just evaluating the sunrise or sunset. And you said, how is it going to affect my day?
My day.
And the sunrise can be a tone setter for you.
Correct.
That's great. I like that. Swimming pool or ocean?
Ocean.
It's funny. I go to the beach, but I don't go in the ocean a lot. I don't want to see a shark, so I'm gonna go pool. I'm okay.
Scared of sharks. Huh?
I think you would be. I mean, you build igloos, so maybe you're not scared of sharks.
Man,
But me, on the other hand,
I'm not scared of anything.
the fin. Good. Sorry, man.
Oh, I can't help myself.
You're good. That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm with you on ocean, actually. I think pools can be kind of gross sometimes.
I agree.
The ocean is just the ocean. You know what you're getting. The pool, there's some great pools. You can end up in some bad pools.
I don't think you know what you're getting in the ocean. There could be a monster. You don't know what's in there.
You're making a compelling point that you actually don't,
You don't know
what's
what's
in the ocean. That's a good point.
That's my worry.
You've got me thinking.
In the pool, I know.
Gotta step outside your comfort zone, man. Get in there.
I put my feet in.
I'm going to abstain. Okay. We're going to throw it in reverse here a little bit. Favorite Thanksgiving side? You cannot say green bean casserole. Actually, you can. That's what Howard Cross said his last meal on earth would be, I think.
Wow. I'm going to go stuffing. But the problem is in my family, we don't actually have turkey or stuffing or cranberry, but I've had it before. We usually do steak and mac and cheese.
Oh, wow. Sounds delicious.
But like that's not the norm. I guess mac and cheese counts.
Right.
It's like a side, but if it's like a traditional Thanksgiving meal, I would be stuffing.
What about you?
I'm going mac and cheese. I've always been a big mac and cheese guy, and when it's good, it's great. So
What do you got?
That's where I go with mac and cheese. It's like, if it's good, I'm in. If it's bad, I guess that's how they're going to go for all of them, though. I don't want any bad sides. I'm almost with you on stuffing, and it's just because of the ceiling. I think actually a lot of stuffings are not very good, but I've had a couple of great stuffings that they're so good, and I feel like always get
You remembered it.
mac and cheese. Right. I can get mac and cheese throughout the year. Stuffing, it's like the only day of the year. So if the stuffing is good, I'm really happy. Okay, last one. Favorite holiday tradition? I think we kind of know yours. You're going to build the igloo and, have a date night with your wife. That's honestly, sounds
Favorite
amazing.
holiday tradition. So I have not. This is normally my Christmas is with the Bowdens. You ready?
Okay.
Some crazy stuff goes down. I'm sure you can imagine that.
I can.
But my dad has this tradition. My parents are divorced, all that kind of stuff. So I'd be with my dad on Christmas Eve and then with my mom on Christmas. But with my dad, we go through the car wash 12 times as a family and blare music and keep going around. And when we do it, it's absolutely hilarious because the same guys that are working are like, what is wrong with these people? And we do it. We blare the music. Sometimes we'll put the windshields down and we get weird. That's Christmas with the Bowdens.
So you're paying for 12 car washes on Christmas?
Why
Yep.
12?
Why 12?
Yeah,
12 of the
that's just the number we've always done.
12 days of Christmas.
12 days of Christmas.
Wait, you said you do it with the windows down?
At times when it gets weird. If it's warm enough.
So like the suds?
Yeah, man. It is what it is, dog.
Got it. That's awesome. I don't know how you came up with that.
No, it's my dad. I don't know.
Wow.
Fun.
Okay, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, we go to Starbucks. We do the car wash 12 times. We go bowling. And then we go to a movie.
Okay.
And then I would go to my mom's. That's what we did for.
Everything on that list sounded pretty stock standard except for the
Pretty
open
Yeah, that's
window car wash 12 times. So I love
It's only one. And it's kind of like, I don't want you to think like, oh, we'll just put it down. Like we kind of like,
it's a little
my dad would hit somebody, hit a button for somebody.
get a spritz.
So, but yeah, a little something.
Yeah. I'm going to shout out my mom. Every Mother's Day, we would go out and see a superhero movie when I was little. She probably didn't like the movie, but she would always go because I was a big superhero fan. I still am.
Favorite
But-
superhero?
Batman, easily.
Wow.
I
No
love
hesitation.
But we would go out on Mother's Day, on the day that's supposed to be meant for her, and she would take me out to see a superhero movie because they'd usually drop around then for some reason.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, shout out to Mom. That's been a
Great.
great.
Like what he took, they went holiday and then went to Mother's Day. That's a good son right there. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take some pretty low-hanging fruit here. I'm going to say a home playoff game in South Bend is my new favorite holiday tradition.
I
How
don't blame
about that?
It's exciting.
Rick Ross just showed up. Let's keep doing it. It's a great tradition we started this year. Okay, that was our this or that segment. Isaiah, how about let's just keep it going.
Let's just keep it going.
Done in a minute. You're in the
Done in a minute.
spin cycle right now.
So is this me versus, what are we doing?
No.
You guys are just going to have at it. I'm going to set the time.
You are going to have a minute to answer 20 rapid fire questions.
Ooh, hit me.
And you're the only second person to do this. It's pretty fun.
Who else did it?
Mitchell Evans.
Yes, I bet I'm going to be way better than him.
Well, I gave him 25, and he had a minute and 12. He went over. So we're trying to get it in under a minute.
Let's have fun, Dunn.
But,
You guys ready?
No, it's fun.
I'll count
It's
you
a bit
down.
tricky, though.
Ready?
Let me know.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Favorite Notre Dame tradition?
Fight song.
What is your dream job?
What I'm doing now.
Childhood nickname?
Wick.
If you could trade places with a Notre Dame player for one game, who would it be?
Ben Morrison. Healthy.
Favorite TV show?
Entourage.
How do you say umbrella in Spanish? Is Tom Brady the GOAT?
No.
Greatest sports movie of all time?
Hardball.
30. What did you want for your birthday that you never got?
No comment.
If you could have dinner with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh.
Tick, tick, clocks. Tick, tick, tick.
Bill Belichick.
15.
Day game or night?
Day.
If you could be any superhero, who would you be?
Captain America, but really I'm probably Ant-Man.
Can you beat Ben Morrison at golf?
No.
5.
How many sides does a trapezoid have?
What?
How many sides does a trapezoid
I
have?
don't know, 8?
Do you prefer handshake, dap up, or fist bump?
Dap up.
If you were a rapper, what would your name be?
Lil Wiki.
What number president was Benjamin Franklin?
3. 24. I don't know.
He's not a president. How fast did your 40?
Okay.
How fast should your 40-yard dash be?
I did it this summer, 511. And a 446 pro. I got people.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. That's you. What would your NCAA video game overall be?
Overall be.
This is definitely 5 minutes.
You're rated.
Oh, like 40?
Okay. I was thinking.
Terrible.
I thought it'd be up there. Favorite ND game you've been a part of?
Army.
Which one?
This Yankee Stadium Army.
Okay. Gotcha. What, under 10 minutes?
Are you done? Done in a minute and 50. So you just missed it, guys. Really nice. They didn't surprise anybody in the room.
I
we have some things.
I like the questions,
Those are
man.
good. You like
Good
that?
questions, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Benjamin Franklin. Really exposed. This is why you go to Notre Dame, because you learn.
3.
Yeah. That was nice. My favorite answer was Entourage.
Oh yeah.
Great show. In its day, great show.
Vintage
Tough to rewatch times, but it's a great show.
That's correct.
Turtle.
I usually say there's no wrong answers. Who's the GOAT?
Montana.
You think Montana?
Yeah.
I respect that answer.
100%.
Okay.
You know where he went to school?
Yes, I know where he went to school. We're sitting gang.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is funny how over time, the answer for the best player people just age out. Right? There's a lot of people alive right now that have those debates that didn't watch Joe Montana play.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Okay, what else you got for?
So now we got.
What do you want to?
Well, first of all, good job.
Thank you.
Was
it better than Mitch?
No, but
Why?
you got a minute 50.
Oh, that was a minute 50?
Yeah,
I thought you guys said that was 50.
Oh no.
So I was terrible.
I mean, you had good answers.
No, you had good answers.
That's what I don't
It's a
like. I don't like
two-part
patting
game,
backs.
right?
I'd
You
rather
want
you guys just tell me I was bad.
good answers and speed. You had the first part, the second part
Good,
was
good
a
hand.
disaster. Okay.
That's like half the battle. Thank you. You thought about it. It's just a little too long. Okay, my first question was, where do you get your energy from? Has that always been so charismatic in who you are, or is that a skill you developed over time?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I just am kind of who I am. I wake up and I think it's more like passionate.
Okay.
I don't know if it's energy. It's like there's a sense of passion about, what I get to do every day. I get to be around you guys every day. That's a freaking blessing. And I'm not around them enough. Right. I wish I could be around. Some of the guys are on a team like Kaiser and Mills. They remember when I was around them all the time. Recruiting, you're so focused on, the class that you're about to bring in, or guys you're trying to bring in, within the portal or whatever it might be, that, I don't get to just be around the guys as much as I do, but, it's a passion to be around you guys. These are great. These young people here at Notre Dame are so special. These kids are going to do way more than just football when it's all said and done. And it's such a blessing. I'm so grateful to actually be a part of this program. I know I'm making this all emotional and stuff, but I'm so grateful because I get to be around kids that are going to do so much more when the game's done. And that's what you want to be around. You want to be around winners. I know JaDon, was talking about, you got to be the best. The way to be the best is be around the best. It's so true. You are who you hang out with, period. If you hang out with winners, my mom would always tell me that every time I would go in the house, hey, who'd you hang out with? Because I would hang out with the bad crew at the time. And she'd always say, you are who you hang out with. And I think it's so true, and it's so true here at Notre Dame. Like, all these kids that he's going to class with, they want to be CEOs and presidents and vice presidents. And, and then when he goes in the locker room, they want to be CEOs and presidents and vice presidents and guys that are on Wake Up the Echoes, like this star here. And, these kids are just so much more. To even have the opportunity that I have right now, I'd be nuts to not wake up fired up. I'd be nuts to not wake up with a passion of what we're trying to build here in that locker room, the guys that we're trying to acquire. Like, there's something about working at this place, or something about being around this kid and all the guys that are in that locker room. It's a blessing.
A couple follow-ups. I know we're going long, but they'll.
Sorry about that.
It's a heavy edit. No,
Riley, cut that out.
Really interesting topic. I want to say two things. One is, I really believe in what you said, that the power of, I think it's osmosis. So it's like, if you're around people, it's just gonna, that are highly skilled, high level learners, and you, even if you aren't actively doing that thing that's really impressive, what they're doing that's impressive, it just seeps into you, and then you subconsciously pick up on the things they're doing that help them achieve at a high level. I very much believe that. And then secondarily, I totally forgot what I was going to ask you about.
Well, going back to your first point about osmosis, which I like that word.
Osmosis.
Good word.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
But you asked the question a few episodes ago, how do the freshmen get accustomed to it? And I think that is your answer to your question, where they're in a locker room, these new guys come in, and they see the older guys so connected with that brotherhood, they have no option but to either reject it or accept it. And it's something that you obviously want to accept, and that's why we're all so close.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably your answer to your question a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I firmly believe in that concept. I know what it is. So your job that you're really passionate about, the landscape's changed so much, but how does someone become passionate about the specific job that you do and get into that line of work? Because to me, there are obvious ways to get into coaching or to get into broadcasting even, but your lane is really unique, at least in my eyes. So when did you know this is what you're passionate about and you wanted to be involved in this way in college athletics?
Yeah. I think personnel kind of runs in my DNA. My dad was I really don't want to talk about that, but my dad was a GM for the Reds and the Nationals for 13 years, so personnel and that aspect of seeing the game, I just so happen to love football, but understanding pieces and understanding like a puzzle piece to a team and how it's supposed to function. I think that was always kind of my passion.
Okay.
Now when I was at Cincinnati, when I, first started to go into college sports, because, I was a coach in high school. I coached high school football.
Okay.
And then I got into college and immediately kind of knew that was probably what I was best at, because I had done it for so long and had seen it for so long. You grew up, it just becomes second nature. And I think that's kind of where, what I'm doing now kind of aligns with that. I don't know how, other people have different paths of becoming, working within recruiting or working to get into personnel or whatever it might be. It could be through a coaching route. It could be through a scouting route. There's a lot of different avenues that they could go into to get to, being a GM or whatever the title might be. Every title is different at every place. But, I think knowing it at a young age is the reason why I'm kind of where I'm at today.
Yeah.
I think for just follow-up question, it's going to be a little bit more fun on the fun side.
I like fun. I'm taking things too
For
seriously.
you?
No, that was a good change of pace.
That was a great change of pace.
That was very introspective.
This will be
I'm
my
just going to enjoy my Gatorade.
final question. Who would play you as a role if you were in a movie? And then also for Carter, who would play Carter? And what would the title of the movie be? So who would play your role, Carter's role, and what's the title?
Wow. Oh, man. Ryan Reynolds would be me.
I had Casey Affleck.
I could see that. But I'm thinking more like the
Ryan
humor
Reynolds. Yeah.
and like how
Perfect.
how fast, that Deadpool kind of
The looks?
nope.
No, I was thinking.
No.
No.
No. My nose might hit you from here. And then for Carter, what am I going to do for Kata? Gosh, I don't know who Carter would be. I don't know who Carter would
reflect
be.
on it and get back to me.
Yeah. And then the name of the movie, God, who would Carter be? I got to get that right. A younger Brad Pitt? No, I'm giving him too much credit.
He would love that.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds and Brad Pitt.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's
What's
a
the
good
title?
movie, yeah.
The title?
It's a tough question.
That's a tough one, man.
Can we just, for those listening,
Fighters?
Carter is, for those who might not be familiar with the recruiting
Six
department.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's awesome. Him.
Does a great job.
Last name?
Love Carter.
He's the best. Kata, you're the best, man.
What's his last name again?
Almond.
Carter Almond. That's right.
Carter Almond.
You're going to say it kind of like Boston. Carter Almond.
So I call him Kata. So everyone in the recruiting department has a nickname. So you got Zaire Turner, right? Who's our director of player
And she
personnel.
goes by
Z.
Z.
I'm saying that's Z.
people with Z names always probably got to go by Z.
Of course.
Yeah.
You got Becca Seitz. We call her Baka. Yep, this is real. This is real.
Look,
This is
peek
every day.
behind the curtain.
Yep. Dylan McCullough the second. We call him D. You know what I mean? So we got a D, we got a Z, we got a Baka, and we got a Kata. And then we got Caleb Davis, our director of recruiting, who we call Khalib.
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 So you kind of added an E.
That's right.
There.
We got nicknames for everybody, and they're the best group, and they are a big reason why our recruiting class has been so successful over the last couple of years, and why we're bringing in the right kids. I don't get to talk about them enough, and this might be my only time to do it, but I appreciate them so much, and we wouldn't be where we're at without those guys.
Yeah, we had some of them on the show last year.
Okay.
And it was just great to kind of hear how much they care, first of all, but I think just what goes into it. I mean, there's just tireless amounts of work that I think none of us that don't work in it can ever really appreciate, kind of how much you have to do to pull off what you guys pull off.
That's right. They're one of a kind. They have that same passion that,
Right.
I mean, we all have the same passion. We're all about young people and helping young people achieve their dreams.
And
Special.
that was my last question, but I actually want to do another one.
Yeah.
Caleb can move now. He can run.
Oh, stop it.
So would you beat Caleb in a race?
Oh my gosh.
Well, can you run a 5.140, I guess? is the
Listen, we
question?
saw him run a 400.
So this
He was
happened.
moving.
This happened in the recruiting office. He's bringing this up. I love Caleb. I love Khalid.
Khalid.
And Baka, they got in a race, a 400-meter race, and there was
Full lap.
whole lap. Coach Freeman was
Watched the
there.
whole thing.
Oh yeah, it was in the team room. It was the whole
Recipe for a hammy.
thing. No doubt.
He trained.
No doubt. He trained. He was ready. Caleb knows I beat him. I'm not even going to go there, but it was awesome because Caleb beat Becca, and Becca was a track runner. So it was like,
that's tough.
It was big time. And Caleb took it seriously. He was eating the right foods. He was running every day. He slept the amount of hours that were needed. He got with the track coach to help for tips. I mean, it was a whole thing. Like, this was a big deal that happened in our recruiting office, and Caleb wound up winning the track championship for the recruiting office.
And so you would beat him, is what you're saying?
Oh, 100%. I would rather face Carter. Me and Carter would be a race.
Okay.
That would be real.
I haven't seen
Because
Carter.
I've seen Carter run. Like, that's – now I want to do a full pro day. And Katie knows about this, just so you guys know. I mean, I want a pro day of the whole support staff. Let them rock and roll.
Just leave the setup after they're done and go out there and do it.
That's right. Let's do it.
Chad, can't thank you enough. I mean, you are pure entertainment, and it's great catching up with you. Let's also set the record straight. We have tracked down some information that maybe you were misled on the time this episode started, so I think you're in the clear. I think it's going to be somebody else who will take the heat. He showed up late, but apparently it wasn't his fault. So
Now here's the thing. Is someone going to tell Coach Freeman that, or am I going to go tell him? Because if I go tell him, he's still going to yell at me.
I think
We can get the message to him.
the message will get to him.
That's fantastic.
Find a way. All right.
Appreciate
Isaiah,
it.
great to see you, man.
It's a pleasure seeing you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Chad, you're still here. And we brought in a very special guest for our Cooler Conversation segment presented by Yeti. I'll ask you again, do you want a Coke or a Coke Zero?
I'm good.
You're good?
Appreciate it.
Dasani product's fine?
This is perfect.
Perfect, yeah. Coke product, great. JaDon Blair, member of the most newly minted signing class here at Notre Dame. JaDon, thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to have you on Wake Up the Echoes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
Okay, let's just get it out of the way off the top. Why Notre Dame? Why do you want to be part of this program? Why are you coming to South Bend?
Why Notre Dame? I mean, it's a million different reasons I could answer that question, but I just really simply say this. I mean, just life after football, education, great relationship building that I had throughout these 2 years. Chad, I'm the best recruiter in the nation. Just from that standpoint, just getting to meet the coaches, Coach O'Leary leaving, just the whole process of that, then getting to meet Coach Mickens and his family, it just created an even tighter bond than what it already was. And just adding all that on top of the education and the great football and what is such an amazing head coach Coach Freeman is, I mean, that just really made it and solidified my deal.
Did Chad text you beforehand to make sure that you said best recruiter in the nation? Is that what did? You know I didn't do that.
Yeah, Chad, I'm just being real, Chad, man. He one of a kind, bro. Like, really.
We've learned that Chad is one of a kind. When you think about JaDon, what are you most excited about getting him on campus, having him be a part of this program?
Yeah, I think it's the type of person he is, the type of leadership that he provides, the work ethic. I had the pleasure of going actually to his school, to see him work out and to see him compete. And there's truly nobody, there's nobody like this kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tough kid. He's competitive. He has leadership skills. And then just on top of that, he's also 6'5", you know what I mean? Has light feet. Sure. And was a junior Olympian. I mean, this kid is special now. And, to have that kind of size, we haven't had somebody of that size play that position since, Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So now he is his own person. I want to make sure we get that. I know there's going to be some of those comparisons, but there's nobody like JaDon Blair.
He mentioned Kyle, and then of course Xavier Watts, a great safety. I think even all the way back to Harrison Smith. I just want to know from your standpoint, JaDon, Notre Dame's known for, I would say, maybe offensive line, tight end, but there's great history at safety here. Like some of the guys that have come through Notre Dame, how much of a factor was that, if at all, when you made your decision that there's been a history of great safety play at Notre Dame?
I mean, that played a huge role for me. They've been stressing me at Kyle Hamilton fits since the first day. That's just being real with Coach O'Leary. They've been saying how Kyle Hamilton has came through. There are a bunch of great safeties that are in the league now. One plays for the Vikings. But just that. And then, you got Xavier Watts there right now. And the next come up with Don Schuler. they're just developing safeties right now. And you can see that in the play that's going on the field. When you have a great defensive coordinator and a great DB coach, Coach Mickens and Coach Hal Golden, I mean, it's just going to show. And they put you in a position to make plays. And if you have the talent, you're going to do it.
You mentioned the coaching staff and Coach Golden. I just want to know from your standpoint, because I always think about this with guys that are in your shoes, and I was never in your shoes. This is a tough process to figure out, what you're going to do with the next period of your life with college football. What did the staff at Notre Dame do? Whether university or the program itself, what did it do to make it clear that Notre Dame was the place you wanted to be?
I mean, I've said this multiple times before in other interviews, but I mean, it was just countless every day. Somebody hitting me up, texting me, being on the phone with me, just building that relationship with me. When you have a head coach consistently texting you almost every day, and also Coach Al Golden and Coach Mickens, I mean, that just shows me the love right there. And then that right there, that just really solidified. That did it for me even more. It's just because I'm that much a priority for Notre Dame, and a school like Notre Dame to be that high, and I'm that high prospect for them. I mean, that just sealed the deal.
How much of a priority is that for you guys and the staff to make sure that you're making guys feel the way they want to feel, or the way that you want them to feel coming from your program?
Well, it's everything, but it's also real.
Right.
You know what I mean? This isn't like, it's not fake. This is, we want to build a relationship. We want to have a great relationship with these kids, something that's real. So when they get here, they know everything about us and our families, and we know everything about their families too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could tell you his girlfriend, I could tell you everything you need to know about this kid right here. And it's from a lot of long talks. It's from, a lot of long talks with his family, and that goes for Coach Mickens, Coach Golden, Coach Freeman. There's such a group effort and all of this to trying to have a real relationship. So when they get here, you can coach them,
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they know that the intentions in which you're telling them to do something or whatever are good. They come from they come from the heart, because we love these kids.
You know him pretty well to the point you guys played basketball together?
Yes, we have played basketball.
Okay.
And
what's his game like, if you know him so well?
Yeah. So here's the thing. This is so obviously he's long, he's rangy, doesn't have a shot off. The hard part is he's so quick too. Like he could take you off the dribble. Now at the beginning, I was scoring on him.
Thanks.
I was scoring. I was getting buckets. And then all of a sudden I saw it in him. He gave me that look like, okay.
Oh, you lit a fire.
Now the hard part is he was dunking with his left and his right.
You
know what I mean?
Hard to stop that.
Hard to stop that.
Kind of John Wall.
And he's quick twitch. Oh yeah, John Wall. I mean, this kid, he was doing things. I'm like, damn, man, sure you don't want to play basketball too? But
if you're getting the lefty righty bang outs, you're in trouble. Yeah. Okay, what's Chad's game like, JaDon? If you have to assess his game after putting him in the blender a little bit.
Oh my God. I mean, when I first played Chad, we was for the 1-on-1, and he hit some shots. We did around the world first, and I'm like, all right, he can shoot. I'm like, it ain't gonna be better special. It be better special. So I mean, like, we start when we wanted. He started knocking down some crazy shots. Like, I'm talking about crazy shots. And me, I got long arms, like 6'7", 6'8" wingspan, and he starts hitting these crazy shots, fadeaways and 3-pointers. I'm like, oh yeah, I really got to step up now. But Chad, I mean, for how old he's got, and I'm not dissing. I promise I'm not dissing, but he moves pretty quick for his age. And one thing I say about Chad, the most competitive person I ever met. Now, is he more competitive than me? No, I don't think so, because I hate to lose. But Chad, I mean, his game for basketball wise is just different than anybody else's, really.
How old he's got? Oof. You feel old?
That hurts. It hurts.
That's how it works.
It hurts.
We all get older.
It's rough.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the more you squat to play defense, and when you start to feel it in your lower back, that's when you know.
I was playing pickup actually the other day for the first time in like legitimately 6 or 7 years, and my body took 2 or 3 days to recover. It was tough. I had someone tell me, JaDon, that something you're really interested in is getting into broadcasting at some point, and that part of your recruitment was you actually came to Notre Dame and you saw some of the facilities. Just, I guess, where does that interest come from, and how neat was it to see kind of some of the broadcast facilities around here and some of the things Notre Dame does in that capacity?
I mean, just really, you see, like, what you guys are doing right now. Like, I have a real passion for that as well, outside of business, just, interviewing people, being the face of the TV show, and just, seeing that aspect of Notre Dame as well, outside the business, outside football, that it looked great. I seen the whole studio of where stuff is going down, like where y'all shoot videos and stuff like that. And this, I mean, it was amazing to see because like I said, I have a passion for that, and just seeing that was cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Just put that smile on camera.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I'm excited to get you on this set next year. We'll get you here in person and we'll start doing the show.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely will do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Last couple questions before I let JaDon go. And I'll start with you, Chad.
Yeah.
You mentioned kind of some of the measurables and some of the skills he has. But what excites you most about seeing him get to Notre Dame, and whether it be on the field or even off the field, just getting him to campus? What excites you most about the future of JaDon Blair at Notre Dame?
There's such a great competitive spirit that this kid has, and that's something that I love about this kid. Like he's humble. Like he's not going to say that. He's just going to go to work. That's all he's going to do is he's going to go to work. He's competitive. I've recruited him for 2.5, 3 years. I know exactly what this program's getting in JaDon Blair, and he's one of those kids. He's going to go to work. He's going to be tough. He's going to be competitive. It's going to be in the weight room. It's going to be in the classroom. It's going to be on the football field. It's going to be in the film room. It's everything. That's what the University of Notre Dame's getting. And then on top of what we just talked about, like this kid is going to be more than just a football player.
Right.
Like this is a solid young man that's going to do more when his playing days are over. And I can't wait to be a part of that journey more than anything, because I love this kid, and our relationship's a lot different. This isn't a 4-year thing. Me and JaDon are going to be close for the next 4 years. And that's what's most important to me. I can't wait to be a part of his journey.
That's great. JaDon, from your standpoint, and maybe it is on the field or off the field, just as you think about the opportunity, I know you're going to come to the game, which will be neat. You had a chance to see the playoff game. But what are you looking forward to most about being a Notre Dame student athlete when you finally get your chance to get on campus and be a part of it all?
I mean, really, Chad said the gist of it. I get to compete in every aspect of life. Either that's in the classroom, that's on the football field, even if that's outside of both of those things. I get to compete regardless, because surrounding Notre Dame is a bunch of high achieved, great people. And, that's really, that's a great thing to be around. When you have people around you who are like-minded and want to be just as successful as you or better than you, that just drives the competitive spirit even more. Just being around people like that. I love it. I mean, I love competing in the classroom for the highest grades. I mean, even when I get a B and it's an 85, and that's no diss. 85 is great for some people, but I don't like it. Just personally, just because I want to have the best grade. I want to be the best in the classroom. I want to be the best in the field. I'm gonna study the most. I'm gonna read my keys the best, and that's just how I carry myself. Just because at the end of the day, I hold myself to a higher standard than everybody else.
Sounds like a Notre Dame football player.
That right there is why our program is going to continue to go like this.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. JaDon, great to meet you, man. Can't wait to have you on campus. Can't wait to get you on the set in person. I'll let you host a couple segments if you want.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I definitely appreciate this opportunity.
All right.
We agree to that. Deal's done.
Oh, yeah.
JaDon, we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man.
That's it for this episode of Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. We appreciate you guys following us through this season. You heard it from our head football coach. We got to get loud, and we got to make an impact on this football game. I look forward to seeing you guys December 20th under the lights against the Indiana Hoosiers. Please subscribe and like Wake Up the Echoes podcast. Have a great day, and go Irish.